Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna speak about orchids. We have a few orchids here. It's the favorite plants and flowers of my wife and myself. We have different kind of colors. We try every time that we see a new color or something that we don't have yet to take one. Some are already in flowers, some not yet, some only a few. But what's very nice that most of the orchids, they will bloom for a few weeks. So when you buy your orchids plant, you will have flowers for a long time, not only for 2-3 days. What we can say about orchids also, you see only a few here, but actually there are around 28,000 species of orchids. Would be nice to have 28,000 species here at home also, but our house would be too small for that. What we can say about orchids also is that orchids most of the time lives in the tropics or subtropics places. Cold places you will normally not see much orchids because they need warm. So that's very important to know about orchids. So we will explain a little bit how to maintain them, what to do when the flower is starting to die, if a leaf is starting to die, how to give water, what earth to use if you want to repot, things like that. So just follow the steps that I will show you. So what's very nice also about the orchids, they have a very special flower. You can see the kind of style of flower. It's very special and it's very common to orchids. That's how you can distinguish them from other flowers. So you will see different kind of orchids, but most of the time they are very similar kind of flowers. What to do if you see that the flower is starting to die? Don't cut off everything, just take the flower and just break. You will see it's going very easy. Just take off the dead flower. Don't take off the whole branch, no, that's not needed. Same for the leaf. If you see that the leaf is starting to die, just take off the leaf and that's okay. Don't cut everything, that's not needed also, because it will grow again. If you see that all the flowers are dead, you can eventually cut a bit, not there but here, and later after a few months, it can take a few months, it can grow again. That's very nice also from orchids. If you keep them well, they will last for a few years. So how to maintain them, how to give them water, how not to give them water, so be very careful for that also. I will show you different kind of tricks and you will see how it is. Also for example, that one here, you can see very beautiful flowers. That one is around 4 years old, so every year it's coming back, sometimes 2 times a year that it gives flowers. So that's very nice. It can happen that some orchids will die, but if you take very good care of them, it will last for a few years. So keep them very well. Like you see also, there are some branches sticks that you can put also with hair clips. You can use hair clips to hold them, so that will not fall down, because if it falls down, it's not so nice. And you will see, like for example, that one here doesn't have flowers for the moment, but you can see there's a new branch coming out, and bit by bit there will be new flowers. So what to be very careful also with orchids is not to put them in fully sunlight. If you put them in fully sunlight, the possibility is there that it will die faster, or that the leaves will start to burn. So don't do that. The best way is to put it a little bit in the shadow, but if you don't have much place and it's in the sunlight, try to put it behind a curtain, so the direct sunlight will not be too heavy on the orchids and will not go die too fast also then also. So now I will show you how to give water to orchids and how especially not to give water. For example, if you have a spray like that, don't start to spray the whole thing, the whole leaves with, or the flowers. I will not do the flowers, otherwise it's too difficult. I can break them if I do that. So if you see that the whole leaves are wet, that's not the point. If you see that, if you see, for example, you are giving water and the leaves are also wet, just take a paper towel and make it dry. Just like that. Make sure it's dry. Why like not to do it like that? Because if you do it like that, the leaves and the orchids will die quicker and will go, yeah, will get broken much faster. So to have a long-lasting orchid, do it like that. So how to give water? Don't take also, for example, I will show you. For example, don't start to give water like that. To give, and that you see that there's every water coming out. No. What you can do, for example, is just take a basin, put the pot into the basin with water, and leave it for about 3-4 minutes that the earth is soaking the water. And if you see that there's too much water here, just throw it away. That's not good to have water. The carrots of the orchids don't like to have too much water. So don't do that. Leave it for about 3 to 4 minutes, and after that put it back. Also be careful for, if you buy normally an orchid, you will always have kind of special things inside. It's don't put it also in just regular earth. If you want to replant or repot it, don't use it like that. Take good care. If you're not sure, just ask where you buy the earth, what kind of earth you can use for orchids. Also make sure that it's kind of squares that you can use it also. It's going to give a bit of nutrition to the orchids, to the plants, and that's very, very good for it. So if in some countries you cannot find squares like that, what you can do is, for example, take the things from a tree, chop very small, and use it also. It will give some extra vitamins, kind of vitamins also to the plants, to the orchids. After 3-4 minutes, you take off. You let it do like that for a little bit, the excess of water, and you put it in the pot. How many times you have to do that? Around 1 time a week. If you give 1 time a week water to orchids, that's more than enough. So, and you will also see, for example, if those things, those strings are starting to die, something like that, it will break. Don't have to throw away. What you can do is mix them with the scores like that, for example, or from the trees that you chop very small, but it has to be dry, not too much moist or wet. Make it that it's not too moist. And also those things, you just add them like that, and it will give also good things. So 1 time in a week you give water, not too much. Don't over also, that's not good also. And you will see that the more you do like that, the longer your orchids will live, and the more like you see, the more flowers you will have. Sometimes you have only one branch, like for example here with flowers, but many many orchids that you can find in stores, you have at least 2 branches, or sometimes 3, like that one here. There are 3, that one has 2, that one has 2. So it depends, and you can see it can go very high. Some stay low. You have also very small orchids, but this one is also a little bit, like for example that one here is not a very big one, like you see, but it can grow. Some of our orchids here were smaller, and after a few years they are getting very big. So take good care of them. Don't give, like I said, don't give too much water. Only 1 time a week. Don't put it too much in sunlight, straight sunlight. If you don't have other place than sunlight, put it behind a curtain. Don't moist them, don't moist the leaves with a spray. That's not good. Also the flowers, because the flowers will die very quick like that. And just take care of them. Thank you, and see you next time on another video vlog.